The story of Alice in Chains. Hey friends, so I recently did a series about Nirvana, and one of the most common requests I got in the comments was for a video about Alice in Chains. And I have talked about them before, but this time I just wanted to go into a little bit more depth. Nirvana gets a lot of the credit for doing away with the glam rock hair metal thing with one swift blow. But what Alice in Chains proves is that grunge was meant to evolve gradually from 80s hair metal, and that would have happened no matter what. Lane Staley was a metalhead. I'm talking hairspray and makeup. He started as a drummer in a band called Sleaze, as a singer for the first time. There were a few lineup changes in this band, and they eventually renamed themselves Alice in Chains. Jerry Cantrell was homeless at the time, living in Seattle, when he met Lane Staley. He'd already seen the band live, and he was blown away by Lane's unique and intense voice. The two proceeded to move in together, and it wasn't long before they started a new band together with the same name, but a different spelling, Alice in Chains. Lane Staley was raised in the Church of Christian Scientists and rejected all religion later in life, but his parents, as pious as they were also music freaks. Their record collection was packed with early metal bands like Black Sabbath, The Stooges, but also pop legends like David Bowie and Prince, who would become two of Lane's biggest idols. Jerry Cantrell's first memory was of meeting his father when he returned home, a combat veteran in the Vietnam War. His father's issues with dealing with the war later caused his parents' divorce, leaving him to be raised by his mother and grandmother. But right from the first time he picked up a guitar, he knew the only thing he ever wanted to do was be a rock star. When the two got together, it was like adding a spark to a primed bundle of dynamite, and they exploded. Lane was like a fallen angel, voice soaked in reverb and ruin. He didn't just sing about addiction, he invited you inside his addiction. Jerry was the anchor, the architect of the band. His riffs were sludge heavy, but sharp as a knife. And when they harmonized, it didn't feel like two voices. It felt like one soul split in half, and it was haunting. One of the band's most chilling and beautiful performances, same as Nirvana, was their Unplugged MTV set in 1996. Lane died almost 6 years later, and 8 years after the death of Kurt Cobain to the day in 2002, after struggling for years with heroin addiction. In 2005, the band added a second lead singer to harmonize with Jerry, William Duvall, a huge Hendrix fan with a killer vocal range, and what I like about William is that he adds his own style to the songs. He never really tried to replicate what Lane did, because he, as well as everybody else, knows very well that nobody could have ever replaced Lane Staley.